It's been a little while since I have done a Blue Bay equestrian video. Life got a little hectic, and here we are in the midst of the Florida winter. So I'm doing a video inside today and not outside. I thought it would be a really good idea, since our animals are all just really large toddlers that never seem to leave the toddler stages of life, and they're just like 12 to 1,500 pound toddlers running around constantly getting injured. I thought it would be a great idea to maybe do a first aid and what I have in my box video. So I wrote a little list down of things that I have. So if you see my eyes wandering, it's going to my computer screen since my printer is out of toner. But these are kind of things that I have accumulated over the years, and I'm probably forgetting something. So if I am, I'll add it in the comments below. But just some things that I think are really good to have just in case our animals get injured, which most likely if you own a horse, they're gonna get injured because that's just how they are. So first aid for things that I have, things that I get from my vet are Banamine, of course, ACE, Dorm gel, which are good to have in case there's an emergency and you need to sedate them or anything is happening. I carry some Dex injection in my box as well, just in case there's an allergic reaction or anything is happening. Of course, you need your needles and syringes. A lot of people have 18 gauge, 20 gauge, 22. It really is up to your preference. If you need to administer any medication from your vet, like penicillin or something, the bigger the needle, the easier it is because it's so thick. But I normally have like a 20 laying around, or 22. It's also good to have just larger syringes. So in case your animal is stubborn, like my horse is, and doesn't like to, take the Butte paste, you can always take like Butte powder, mix it with something, and squirt it in their mouth. So it's good to have like a big syringe. Sometimes you can use a curved tip, sometimes just a straight tip. You can get them at the store, order them online or from your vet, in case you ever need to administer anything orally. Some people save like their dewormer syringes and just do that. Just make sure you label it. So there's that. As far as hiding medication, like oral medication, Calvin will not eat a lot of like muscle relaxers, which is methocarbamol. He doesn't really like those, or metronidazole if he has a really bad GI issue. So I keep a little metronidazole on hand when his hindgut flares up. And then I have SMZs, in case they have antibiotics or if they need anything, they're fighting something. All of those things are really good for my horses, and everybody has their own options, but I like to hide mine in like applesauce, or I get like maple syrup, or maybe some Gatorade. You can get beet pulp. There's all kinds of different ways that you can hide your meds in. I used to crush them or just put them in a water bottle and let them get soft overnight, but what I actually found, I bought a little like a coffee and spice grinder at Bed Bath & Beyond for like $20, and it does a really good job and it grinds it right up. I will tell you, if you use one of those, just let it like settle. Don't open the container right away, because otherwise you have like methocarbamol all up in the air because it just is super dusty. Let's see, pill grinder. A pill container is also good if you are pre-doing stuff. Let's say they have to get certain medication because they're on antibiotics. Instead of the barn manager always having to crush the pills, you could do it ahead of time and put them in little Ziploc bags or little containers and just add it in their feed. That may be easier for the barn manager. Will probably appreciate that. As far as ointments goes, when they run into some random objects and have a wound, I have just regular A&D ointment. You get it in the baby section. It's just nice, it's thick. It doesn't come off that easily with water. So when my horse was at the finishing stages of his leg injury, I just slab A&D ointment on it. So when it rolls, it's still on there, and it's sticky, but it does its job. Vaseline is also good to have just in case you need to keep something wet. I have an antibacterial ointment that I got from my vet that I used for my horse's leg injury for a while. It's called Entoderm, but any antibacterial ointment would probably do. Just check with your vet. So I have that on file. Vetricin is great. You can get it at Tractor Supply or any other feed store. It's just a really good wound care product. Betadine and iodine are really good in case they get caught in something and their hoof is dirty and you need to disinfect it. You can just squirt some of that on there. It will stain everything around it. It's just how it works, but that's okay. I always keep sugar on hand, but keep it in a container because of ants, and I also keep salt, like Epsom salt. So in case I have a foot injury and I need to soak the foot for an abscess, I use salt. If I need to pack the hoof, I do sugar betadine mixture, put it in a container, slap it on the foot, and then I get duct tape sheets. I used to do duct tapes and would cross weave them like this and then make a duct tape sheet and put it on the bottom of the hoof. You realize after a certain, I had so many abscesses over the summer, it was horrible with my big horse that I ended up buying duct tape sheets. They're actual like sheets that kids use for school. You can buy them on Amazon and they're pretty cool colors. And then you just put the packing on, put the duct tape sheet on. It's like one whole big sheet. Stick it on there, and then you can always duct tape the edges around it. So I like having that. Or you can also, if you're just soaking, you can get don't get a bucket, because then most likely they'll get caught in it and run away with a bucket on their foot. I use a shallow feed tube, a tub, and then I just have them soak their foot in there if they stand well, or you can get a soaking boot. But definitely the duct tape. Duct tape's always good to have. Vet wrap and cotton wrap. So cotton wrap's just the thin, padding wrap that you put above vet wrap. In my case, if you have a wound that's healing, you want a Telfa pad, which is like a non-stick pad on one side. So when you're peeling the bandage off, you don't want to rip the new scab off. So I do Telfa pad, cotton wrap, vet wrap, and then on the top and on the bottom for a while, when it was still rainy out, I put Elasticon tape, which is like super sticky tape, on the top and the bottom just to keep the whole wrap in place. Maybe a little excessive, I don't know. I have easy access to wrap material from work. So hoof packing, I have Magic Cushion. I really like that. I use that a lot after horse shows just to help draw any inflammation or anything like that out. Or one of my horses was acting a little lame the other day, so I just packed his hoof just in case there was anything. It often helps. You can buy multiple different brands, but I like the Magic Cushion. Durasol is also good to have if you have any type of issues with the foot. You can check with your farrier. I like Durasol. You can use Copper Tox, Keratex. When it's dry out and you need a little moisture for the hoof, you can use Rainmaker. I mean, there's so many different products out there. So ask your farrier; they know best. I also keep Tomorrow on hand, which is actually cow udder antibiotic. Fun fact, I had a really severe deep abscess where I could stick my finger in the hole, and when you squirt it on one side, it came out on the other. So if you get it comes in I think a 12-pack at Tractor Supply. It's a cow udder product. It's an antibiotic, but it's nice because it has a super soft tip because it's meant for cow udders. So if you have to kind of go into an open spot on their hoof, it's really nice to have that. So I have that on file. Eye wash solution is always good, especially when it's windy out or hurricane season. We try to fly mask everything when it's windy out, but if they get something in their eye versus you trying to pry around and then pull something trying to reach their head, eye wash solution is always great to have. I always carry bandage scissors, so if you are doing a wrap and cutting Elasticon and things like that, bandage scissors don't get as sticky and stuck as regular scissors. So I have those. Alcohol is good to have, not so much for the horse because it's going to burn, but more so for disinfecting anything that you need to deal with, or any, tools, or I don't know, hoof picks or whatever it may be. It's good to have alcohol and bleach at all times. I also carry ulcer guard, just in case there's a flare up or something, or sometimes I give a couple of days of ulcer guard when I go to a horse show because of traveling. So he does pretty well with that. Diapers are great to have when you have to wrap something, so you can always do that method that I said where you pack it, then you can do a diaper, then you can do the duct tape sheet. So to each their own, everyone has their own wrapping method. I'm not telling you here what to do and what not to do. I like to use diapers. I think I got size 2 that work pretty well. Swat and fly spray are obviously also very important. Swat more so for open wounds versus the fly spray, which a lot of times can burn a little bit. Nitrofurazone and DMSO are good to have on hand in case there's any kind of swelling or you need to do anything with the legs or any other part. Please use gloves when you're using nitrofurazone. It says on there, you will die if you touch this. Not really, but it says on there, use gloves, it's carcinogen. Carcinogen means cancer. Just wear gloves. See so many people that lather it all on, the yellow stuff, and they're like, oh, whatever, it's fine. And 6 years from now, Sally, your hand's gonna fall off. So just wear gloves. Always have gloves. Wear gloves. You need gloves for so many things. Just wear gloves. Ellie Mae agrees. And then it's also the other thing to have is some rags to wipe your hands if you don't use gloves. And then of course liniment always good, whether you have the gel or the stuff that you dilute or you have a little wash thing. Those are some nice things. I keep everything in a really large see-through tub that you can like put your Christmas stuff in. I keep that at the barn, and then whenever I go to a horse show, I take it all with me and I take it all back home. That way I have everything there. Benadryl is also something to have, especially with Florida and ants. You know, you can give them some Benadryl if they have an allergic reaction. And you know, I always keep a knife in there too, just for some reason if I need to cut something, the bandage scissors are not doing it, or it's a thicker material or something. And then I have Bute powder because my horse does not like Bute paste. So there's my little fun facts of things I carry in my medical box. Like I said, I'm sure I'm going to get to the barn and remember that I forgot something, but feel free to add anything that you may think of. And otherwise, I hope it was helpful, and then I will do a video soon. Bye guys!